Hey there, generators. Thanks for joining me for your intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on the 5 human design types, and I use tarot, oracle cards, and sometimes runes. My readings are non-date specific, so if it resonates you at this time, then it's your reading. Okay, let's get started. So I feel like you're sort of in the muck right now. You're really deep in the process of transfiguration. This is the singer of transfiguration. It is an unyielding and fiery process. It is, the story of the phoenix, or if you're familiar with Shiva Nataraja, it's burning everything down to build back up again. It rises from the ashes as something completely new and something better and fiercer, and so that's kind of where you are right now. You're being forced to pick at what has transpired. Pick through all of those moments and glean the wisdom from that. Like, pick away and find the wisdom from those moments. Find the truth. This other card here, the Six of Stones, exploitation. It feels like you're in this barren wasteland. Everything is burning down. Everything is chaos, corruption. You're not getting what you deserve. It feels unfair. It feels inescapable, impossible. It fuels this sense of rage within you. So what I'm going to ask is that you take a look at what is coming up for you during this process. What do you have a charge around? What I mean by that is, if there is a particular person, a situation that you find yourself in where your response is a little over the top, like if you can recognize in yourself that it is a bit hyperbolic, something might be worthy of irritation, but for you it's like complete outrage. You just can't handle it. You feel angry, and it gets you just all fired up. That's what I mean when I say where do you feel a charge? Like, what issue, what person, what situation, what's coming up for you? Because that is sort of the type of thing you need to clear during this process. And, if you notice yourself every time you're getting fired up about something, by the end of it, you're just feeling depleted, feeling exhausted. Like, I can't keep doing this. So give into that feeling of I can't keep doing this, and commit to doing it, to really resolving those issues so that you can clear it and have a lot of freedom and all that burden that you're carrying around, that emotional angst and tension, you have a chance right now to release that. You don't have to keep walking around with it and engaging in it. And this is sort of the same feeling. This card doesn't necessarily have to mean jealousy. One thing that I'm paying attention to here, you know, both of these cards, jealousy and exploitation, look at the fire in there. I mean, to me, that is anger. It is like injustice. It feels unfair. And sometimes those feelings of anger and justice, like life is unfair, can go back to your past lives, into your ancestral lineage. So maybe you've had ancestors who lived through very difficult times, and you've inherited these epigenomes that are telling you, you know, life is unfair. Life is never fair. You never get what you want. People are always corrupt. People will always exploit you. People will always have more than me, etc. So that's a possibility if you believe in that. But you have an opportunity to start clearing this. I mean, this doesn't look like a fun experience for you, or when you engage with that other person. Like, that looks miserable. So you have the chance to be initiated into something new and to really bring about self-healing, the ability to go within and heal. You don't have to continue carrying all of this burden, all of this weight. You just have to submit to the process. You know, you can ask your guides, you can ask, you know, if you have a higher power or your higher self, you can ask for help. Say, I don't know what to do, but I need help because I can't carry this anymore. So that's kind of where you're at. And there's this feeling that you are just begging for a release from this sort of this cycle that you're in, you know, this painful cycle. You're begging for, like, can I please get a win? Can I please, and can I please have a glimmer of the sweetness of life? This is the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. You know, she's surrounded by all this sweetness, laughter, love, all of this. It feels like right now you've sort of lost that. You've kind of forgotten that this is part of who you are. You have access to this. But you're like, please return. I can't do this. But you have to start realizing that you are really the key to this. You have to commit to the process and sort of surrender to it, really. You know, be willing to go through the flames and burn off this old burden that you carry that's keeping you in a cycle of lack, a cycle of just very dense energy, whether it's anger or jealousy, etc., injustice. this card out here. It's like you can put down this thing you've been carrying. But you can take this on. Like, this is actually, sometimes letting go feels bigger than it is, but I think you'll feel a huge release. You know, as you face this stuff and remove these blocks or shift your perspectives on things, I think you'll see that this was always there. It was just sort of clouded by, it was kind of like these storm clouds were blocking this, but this was always here. You always had access to it. And really, you know, you're taking away something, you know, you have this illumination through these difficult experiences, and what you take away, it's beautiful wisdom. You have that gift as well as really looking at, find all the sweet things that pop up in your life. You know, they may be small, and the more you collect them, they may become larger and larger. You're just you're removing resistance, I guess. You're removing resistance because there is this feeling of like resentment, dissent, anger, outrage, you know, resistance against this. And the feeling that like you don't always have to be in the fight, you don't always have to be in the struggle. You know, the work can be internal. It doesn't have to be like you're always fighting the man. So that's the message that came through for you this time. I'd love to hear if it resonates with you. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.